Hello and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordes, joined by Superintendent Hime. Happy 2025.
Yeah, it's 2025.
It's
Wow.
there.
Moves fast.
It does.
We talked about it. It seems like time flies. Here we go, 2025.
Especially as we get older. Younger, they're like, it
Oh,
takes
don't even
forever.
talk about getting older.
We're there. We're there.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
So we've got lots of things to celebrate and talk about.
Well, first of all, winter came.
Yeah, it's cold out there, you guys.
It is cold out there. I had to take the trash out this morning. It was cold.
A little bit of frost, and I know today's...
A lot of wind.
Yep, today's a cold day, but we've got winter weather, so let's go ahead and just move into that.
You know, we try to have this discussion a lot because one thing we try to do, if there's weather that makes it unsafe, the roads unsafe or danger, then we try to call school, and we try to do that the night before, and sometimes we do that based upon forecasts. And as you know, in Oklahoma, forecasters are wrong more than they're right in some cases. But one thing we try to tell our parents is make parent decisions. If you, like a day like today, if it was a situation where your child had to walk a ways to the bus stop, or you were afraid they'd be at the bus stop too long, or whatever, and you decided to keep them home, that's acceptable. Make sure when you call in, you're keeping them home for the weather, then make sure they log on and do their work. If they do that, they're not counted absence. But again, they have to log on and do the work. They have to participate and do the things that was expected of them that day in school. And again, there's probably not a lot expected today because it was the first day after a break. But still, you're logging on to each class's Google Classroom or each teacher if you're in elementary. And so, but again, whether it's bad roads, windy, low chill factors, cold, we try to have school every day we can have school. We've got enough virtual days scheduled now. We don't need to drop virtual days. And we realize you as a parent, the vast majority of you need to go to work. And therefore, we need to keep your kids, because you don't have a babysitter you can call at 7 o'clock this morning and have a place for them to go. But again, if you feel like it's unsafe, make a parent decision, but just make sure you call in, tell the secretary or the attendance coordinator what you're going to do, and then make sure you log on and participate or do your work or whatever your teacher requires of you.
And for any families that change their number or contact information, please call the school and update that, because that is, if we do have any weather days, how we notify you first and foremost before we put it out to our community.
And that's a thing that parents need to realize. We try to never make any kind of notification that says we are having school.
Correct.
Because we're having school. It's kind of, so the only way we notify is if we've made a change to the schedule with no school or a virtual day. So make sure you understand that. I know a lot of people say, well, I hadn't heard anything. I wonder if they're having school. Well, if you haven't heard anything, we're having school. But again, we still do KSWO, Channel 7. We still, I'm sure the radios get it. But the main thing is, if you're not getting a notification and you know it's a day we didn't have school, make sure you check your phone number. Make sure it's in properly, because again, we have almost 14,000 students. Some of them have more than one contact in there. So you have 30,000 numbers logged in. It's easy for something to get transposed or not be in there correctly. And we want to correct it as much as we can. So when we send out a notification, you get it, and you should get text and a call.
Correct. And just as a reminder, I know we've had some questions about this Thursday.
Yes.
With the federal holiday that was announced, but we have
school on federal holidays. We choose some of those for virtual days, such as in Martin Luther King Day, we don't have a virtual day. Then the President's Day, we do a virtual day the Friday before it. So some of them we do, some of them we don't. But
we're in school.
We're in school that Thursday, just because they declared a holiday. And I'm sure a lot of our classrooms will show the funeral. It is, as we know, he's the oldest living president, so he lived longer than any president had ever lived. He did a lot of great things for our country. You got to be my age to remember when he was president. But as many people say, he's probably, for one, a president who did more after being the president than he even did in his lifetime before, because he lived, he's 45 years after being the president. That's a long time to be a former president, and a lot of good things he did through those years. So I'm sure a lot of the classes, especially the history classes and such, will tribute President Carter, but we will have school that day.
All right, sir. Now, the one thing, before we did go back to break, and I don't want to go back, but we do have to give a big congratulations to our winners for Teacher of the Year celebration.
We had people everywhere, and it was a great deal. Yeah. The community came out. The community supported it. I think we raised over $40,000 in prizes for the Teachers of the Year, and we had a first-class Teacher of the Year. We had an elementary Teacher of the Year. We had first classes, our first and second year teachers, elementary teacher of the year, secondary teacher of the year, then we had a support person of the year. So it was a really great day of celebration. Very excited about that. We always look for ways to make that better.
Yes.
And for our teachers, we're already talking about, hey, we may move that to February next year, just so you're not dressing up that Friday before and you got a little bit more time to take down your Christmas and put it up. Just something to do. Again, we try to do things for our teachers because they do everything for us. I tell everybody, I can be what I want as a superintendent. I'm only as good as our teachers are. And the teachers are what determines whether I'm successful or not. So again, we try to do as many things for our teachers as we can to make their lives easier.
Yes, sir. Now we have some other things we want to talk about and celebrate because this year is going on quickly.
Oh,
but we have
crazy.
some projects that you've been working on.
Oh yeah,
and
well, one thing, if you look at all three high schools, we kind of created mini stadiums. They're not 6A stadiums or 5A stadiums, so to speak, for football, but for soccer, junior high, JV, even possibly some football games. But the one thing we had a lack of when I got to Lawton was girls' locker rooms. So our young ladies struggled to find places to dress. So we combinationed an outdoor restroom concession for those stadiums. And we also put in 6 girls' locker rooms. So the girls will have access to those locker rooms. So all of our girls' sports should have a locker room. Those things are close to being, we're hoping March 1st. We know we're going to play soccer at those stadiums this year, all of our middle school and high school soccer. So we're excited about that. Those locker rooms, we're hoping to get in them for the end of the year. But that concession and the restroom should be available when we host these events this year. So we're really excited about what soccer is going to look like. We're looking at adding better bleachers for the visitor side and doing some more improvements just to make those, as time goes along, to continue to increase the capacity and make them better stadiums as we go so we can get more use out of them. But as we know, Ron Stevens, there's a lot of things, old stadium, no parking. Really, we lost the ability to use it because of some of those things. So we had to find another place to play middle school. So now improving these stadiums, it's a great thing for football and stuff. And obviously,
it's transforming the campus, though, just looking at it.
And looking at the locker rooms. And obviously with, when Lawton High and Lawton Ike play, they're going to play at Cameron. There's just we don't have anything that big. But yes, those locker rooms are great. Then we also have, any day now, we're going to open bids. The McMahon Foundation gave us a big donation. If you saw it in the paper, they gave us $1 million over the course of years. And we're going to spend about $3 to $4 million is what we're projecting, but we're opening bids. We are going to renovate all 3 high school auditoriums and do the things they need. I know there'll be some chairs bought, lights bought. Some of that stuff's been done. A lot of paint, new floors,
curtains, all kinds of stuff.
New curtain riggings or whatever you call those that they hang on, and just to try to bring our auditoriums up to date to 2025. So those things should start quickly. Ridgecrest is one of the schools that did not get a safe room. We're putting a safe room gym at Ridgecrest. It's not going to be like the other ones. It'll be different, but it'll be a gym with a safe room. And we also put large restrooms at Ridgecrest because one thing, if you've ever been at Ridgecrest, and bless the teachers, they have boys on one side and girls on the others, and the restroom facility is a little bit very difficult. Now there will be an area they can take their students and they can all go. That one teacher can have her boys and girls going to the restroom at the same time.
Lots of good stuff going on. What else do we have?
Continue things. If you look, all of our, I think all of our bullpens are finished now. We're close to it. Our security fences are up and running. A lot of compliments on those security fences. I know it causes a little bit of time or inconvenience for some of you and some of our parents, but in the end, I think the safety of our students far outweighs any of the rest. And I think if you talk to our police officers, our principals, they feel like it controls the flow of traffic. Just put a lot more control in their hands of the flow of traffic in their buildings, in their parking lots. So we're excited about that. And wow, it's just that time of year when you start having Bob, which is
Battle of the Books. So we've got Battle of the Books. We have this next week. We have Lego First for all of our elementaries.
Yes.
We are going to stream this one. It's exciting here at the LRC.
Yes, and then it won't be long. We'll be having our boat races.
That's it, in April.
In April, so there's a lot of those things going on. Pre-enrollment right around the corner.
It's ready.
Since it's there, we start talking about, okay, what's one thing you got to realize, free college. We don't have enough people that realize you get free college. You can take concurrent enrollment and your classes are free. We pay the tuition, we pay the fees, and we buy the books. This is like going to any other class except for you get college credit. I'm going to tell you right now, parents, I think we're up to 5. I know 4 of our students who are going to graduate in 2025, graduates who are going to already have their associate's degree. That means they got 2 years of college for free out of the way. If you're interested in that, get your child to enroll in college classes. They can start their sophomore year. There's some qualifications they got to meet, but most all of our students meet the qualifications now. We also got a lot of our workforce construction, our academies. Start talking about what you want to do and what your interests are. And so we can get you in those classes and start getting internships if that's what you're interested in, get you college classes. There's just a lot going on there, but we just want to make sure everybody's aware of all the educational opportunities we have for our students today.
And it's so nice for our students to be able to explore earlier than their junior and senior year. And that's a lot of feedback
that's
we've
a whole we're doing. Yes, even all the way down to 7th grade with our TAP programs to try to create some of those technical application programs. We have the farm to table. We have welding in 9th and 10th grade. We just have we have some woodworking at one school, but some different technical application programs so they can start exploring those careers. So when they make those decisions their junior year about concurrent classes or career tech or combination of, they have more information to make those decisions.
And I want to give a shout out to our Lawton Farmers Market because they have been a great collaborator of our TAP programs.
Oh man, it's been awesome.
For our farm to table, they're selling eggs, and for our welding, they're selling their projects. So thank you guys for that. And if you haven't been out there, check them out at least once a month. You'll have students out there.
And the foundation,
yes,
they're always a help. But if you've been on the west side of Lawton Middle School, back in the corner, there's a fenced-in area, and somebody told me it was some kind of habitat years ago. There was a teacher, but there's a greenhouse there. Well, the greenhouse, the bones are still there, but the rest was gone. And we started talking about, hey, this farm to table is good. Let's renovate that. Can we figure it out? And the foundation stepped in, and they're gonna make a huge contribution as to getting that huge greenhouse renovated for the farm to table that can be used by Mac Middle, and the high school will be able to use it too if they want. So that's
awesome. Yes.
Again, that'll be more things for the farmers market, and it start teaching entrepreneurship. There's just a lot of things our students learn with that.
It's really great, and it's fun to see, and we'll have more out there. Be sure to check our social media pages.
Yes. I went to look at the locker room there.
You see a pig?
There's a pig.
There's two.
Two
we
pigs.
Have 2 pigs. It's
we
so
have
good.
pigs there. So they got chickens and pigs.
And bunnies.
And bunnies.
We may get a cow, Mr. Turner, right?
There we go. But anyway, so we're excited about that, and hopefully some of the great things we do at one site, we hope to expand them to other sites. And so that's, we talked about that today, our aviation program. How do we expand that? Our welding program, like we have at Lawton High, how do we get it available for our kids at Mac and Ike? So we're looking for those things. So, the only thing, just because you don't feel a class is offered, if it's something you're interested in, ask, and we will try to find a way to get it to your school or get you to where it's happening. So that's kind of our goal.
You got it, Mr. Hime. Is there anything else you want to share with our
2025, we always say, we had a good year last year. 24 was a great year. 25 is going to be better. Because, we have one of those sayings, you don't have to be bad to get better. We're always working to get better every day.
Yes,
so we're excited about it, and we're excited about a great year for our teachers, our staff, and our students, and our parents and families.
That's it. And we're going to have so many more things to share with you in the coming months. So would you give them our website?
Yes. If you info at lawtonps.org. If you got questions, you want answers, or somebody you want on the podcast. We also have our website, which is just lawtonps.org.
That's it. And we've got lots of great things to celebrate in the coming months. And we should have some guests soon, too.
Yes.
Next week, we've got a student advisory coming in. So until then, Mr. Hime, let's bid them a great week. Stay warm, you guys. Dress in layers. And
it's going to be cold all week.
It is. I'm sorry. Hopefully,
we need a little bit of cold weather.
But
one day's enough. After this morning, that's all I needed.
That's it. I'm good with winter.
There we go.
Until then, be well, stay safe, make positive impacts. Happy New Year.